What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon, crypto universe. Today is Tuesday, April 29th. In today's video, we're going to be talking about dog Bitcoin right now, because as of right now, it is pumping, and we've been trying to tell you guys and girls about this in the charting and analysis. Now, what is to be expected within the dog price? How high will this price of dog go? Where is the resistance level? But before we get into that, I want to talk about why there are many catalyst events that are happening for dog Bitcoin. Now, I'm going to compare these catalyst events to the charting and analysis, and why that's really important to understand that right now we're in the very early stages of the third parabola event, which I brought up in yesterday's video. So let's go ahead and cover it as the dog price is pumping, and let's not waste any time. So let's go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join us on X, and please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So as of right now, the dog Bitcoin price is roughly around a 294 million market cap. Now, I will tell you straight up, this is very low. There's actually a lot of upside, meaning that we're actually going to surpass 300 million market cap and higher, just based on what I'm seeing in the charting analysis and also the dog theme Memecoin theory. I will share that in just a second. But before we get into that, let's look at Bitcoin's price, because is dog Bitcoin pumping because of Bitcoin? Well, it looks like Bitcoin has been kind of stagnant, roughly around 1.47%, not really much of an increase in terms of Bitcoin price. So Bitcoin is priced in Satoshis, aka sats. Now, if you had put your Bitcoin or sats into dog, you would actually be up much higher. So over the past day, let's see how dog Bitcoin is performing against Bitcoin. So as you can see, we're up 9%, almost close to 10%, compared to Bitcoin's price, where Bitcoin's only up almost close to 2%. Over the past 7 days, up 92%. So you see how your Satoshis could be worth more in dog Bitcoin rather than just in Bitcoin. Now let's look over the past month, still around 81%, but remember I talked about buying the dip over here, which we actually did do. Now over the past year, check this out. This used to be at around 33% as of yesterday, now up to around 22% in the downside. Now the reason I bring this up is because eventually you're going to start to see what happens over here and over here. So when dog Bitcoin reached 970 million market cap here and 999 million market cap here, yes, you saw that basically dog surpassed the price of Satoshis in Bitcoin. So you're seeing the exact same thing happen here. History is repeating itself. But the real question is, how high is Bitcoin price going to go? Because whatever happens to Bitcoin's price ultimately affects every other altcoin and meme coin, right? So if Bitcoin's price goes down, you definitely know that meme coins will definitely fall harder, meaning their price will drop just as hard. But what we're seeing, the global M2 money supply aligned with Bitcoin's price with an offset of 80 days, Colin Talks Crypto says he switched it from 108 days to 84 days to now 80 days. And right now it's falling in line with Bitcoin's price to global M2 money supply. So by the end of July, hopefully within mid-July, we can reach a price of around 130,000 to around 160,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. So if Bitcoin's going to continue to go up in this ascending trend, that means that altcoins and meme coins such as dog is going to do really well and continue to pump. And the reason we talk about the pump is because if you look at dog theme meme coins always capture the most market share and mind share. They're the best performing meme coins out there in terms of assets. Now, when you look at the overall dominance, you can see that right now dog or dog theme meme coins absolutely can surpass $100 billion. Look how much of a discount we are since December, because we know that in December is when we started to see altcoins completely dump almost around 70 to 90%. So when you're looking at dog Bitcoin, it's right down here, and it's gonna go back up here to around $100 billion market cap with all these other meme coins, because Bitcoin's price is gonna surpass $100,000. So think about that. Now let's look at where dog's price is with the ranking on CoinMarketCap. So the dog price right now has increased, like I said, almost close to 10%. This used to be at around 164 as of yesterday. And just a month ago, this used to be at a ranking of 200. So you can see how much this has grown over the past month. It's grown substantially and it's going to keep climbing. So, and I'll share with you in the trading analysis why it's going to keep climbing. Now, some other news, something that Ordinals did share with us, and this is why we focus on runes the most. Where's the narrative focused on? So dog Bitcoin, because it's a rune, has a total market cap higher than what it is based on this post right here, which was around $271 million at the time of this post. This post said that basically dog Bitcoin has a market cap higher than Ordi and sats, which are BRC20 tokens combined. So I just want everybody to understand, where are people focusing their attention on? Now, I'm starting to think that right now, even though Ordi has a tier 1 centralized exchange listing, I'm thinking that right now Asia is actually starting to wake up to runes. So I think right now they understand that with the volatility going on with BRC20 tokens and their performance, even when tier 1 listings, they aren't performing that well. So I'm actually thinking that right now, it's not just the US, Europe, South America. These countries are not the only ones focused on dog, especially even Africa. I think Asia now is starting to wake up and they're saying like, wait a minute, we are not going to ignore dog now. Let's focus on this. Let's diverse our investments into this. And a tier 3 centralized exchange such as Spirex decided to list dog for spot trading. Again, we're trying to provide as many buy buttons, but a lot of people are trying to capture as much market share of dog just because they see the market and demand of what it is to trade it on spot. So yesterday I made an X post saying that dog Bitcoin has officially done over $9.5 billion in USDT volume, total trading volume, since April 24th, 2024. And as you know, April 24th, 2024 was the launch of dog Bitcoin being airdropped to holders. That was the official birth date. Now, the reason I captured this amount of volume was using the CoinMarketCap log data, and I just calculated how much in total trading volume there is. And $10 billion is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. But surprisingly enough, when I made this post, guess who commented down below? It was Peter. Now, if you don't know who Peter is, he says GM in the specific post. And a lot of people ended up reacting to this specific post. 2.6 thousand impressions, 52 comments, 19 retweets, 157 likes. Who is Peter? This is Peter. Peter is the asset listing manager over at Kraken. Now, we do know that a lot of people have been wondering, is Kraken going to list dog for spot trading? Because this guy, other than Matthew Barbie, who's the VP of growth, have shown interest in dog, but haven't listed it just yet. Nonetheless, he did comment, GM, good morning. I don't know what that actually means. You can take that for what you will. So the reason I bring that up is because we got to talk about the different catalyst events. Remember, we have roughly $9.5 billion in trading volume at the time of this recording. We are now close to around 300 million market cap without any tier 1 centralized exchange listing. This is all trading volume and all market caps just based on what we have available. So if you think about it, the main catalyst events are these tier 1 centralized exchange listings that are waiting to see the volume and narrative come back for dog, which it is happening right now. So we're talking about HTX, OKX, Bybit, Upbit, Kraken, KuCoin, Binance, Coinbase, Robinhood, Crypto.com. Neither of these have listed a single dog token on their tier 1 centralized exchange. Not one. And all it takes is for one, which could be Kraken, OKX, or Bybit, that have shown renewed interest in dog to send that catalyst to the next move to the upside. Whale wallets, I want to talk about that. So yesterday, and I want to thank JDog, aka Relentless, who spotted this specific purchase of around $59,000, which is close to around 0.62 Bitcoin. They bought 19 million dog at the time of this recording. Now, I ended up doing some research in wallet tracking. This specific wallet is a brand new wallet. Okay, so this wallet came out of nowhere and actually has roughly around 29 million worth of dog token. Now, when I looked into this wallet, it actually used a service provider called CoinJoin, which allows people to enhance privacy, which you will not understand or know the origin of the buyer or the true source where their funds are coming from. Now, I've mentioned whale wallets many times that I've been using CoinJoin, and usually these are whales that have been really experienced in the space, or number 2, they're market makers, or number 3, they could be centralized exchanges. Many other entities, powerful entities, don't want you to understand where their money is coming from, so they use entities and service providers such as CoinJoin. This is very interesting. If you want to do this research, copy this address right here and put it into Arkham Intelligence, an amazing wallet tracking platform. Now let's get into the bullish indicator that I want to share with you. This is the bull signal that I just saw as of yesterday. This is the golden cross. Now, we don't usually typically use the term golden cross on the 20 to 50 day moving average, but I'm just going to use it in this specific example. Now, every time we saw a golden cross, we saw a rally. Why? Because here is a golden cross. Here is a golden cross. Here is a golden cross, even though it didn't show up here because there was no 50-day moving average. It did not exist. So the reason we bring this up is because every time the dog Bitcoin price, which is the blue line, which is above the 20-day moving average, the orange line, we see a rally to the upside. And there's always a bullish confirmation, this bull signal, aka a golden cross, that happens right beforehand. And every single time it happens, the Bitcoin price, or I'm sorry, the dog price goes up. And you can see it here, it goes up. And you're seeing it happen right here. At the time of this post that I made yesterday, it was around 270 million US dollars. So let's go ahead and cover that charting and analysis right now. So this is the dog Bitcoin price on the charting analysis. So you saw that confirmation of that bull signal, aka the golden cross. Now we have around 93 days until the end of July that we could experience a big rally of dog that could surpass even $1 billion. Remember, we're just waiting for a tier 1 centralized exchange listing to list dog, and also Slingshot that's soon going to announce the launch of Bitcoin runes on their mobile app, which I brought up in yesterday's video. So in the specific chart, what I want to bring up is that right now we have a resistance of around 310 million market cap. So we can see the dog price bounce below that. We can experience some consolidation, and already what you saw when we saw a massive pump, we saw this red candlestick right here. That was completely normal to see a nice retracement because it allows us to pump even more. But look at this, it's gonna bounce right off the resistance. But what's also really interesting is the MACD. I told you even right around here that we were going to experience an uptrend, and now we're officially into the buyer's market. So how high can we go? We've definitely met the threshold right around here and right around here, but you can even go even higher right around here. So we have so much upside to go. So this could actually go way above this resistance line, even at around 380 million market cap. Because as you can see from this orange box right here, this is the buy zone. This is the massive accumulation zone. Down here was the max pain zone. So right now, this is the best time to be dollar cost averaging. So anything below 380 million market cap is an absolute 50% to even 70% discount. You're still at a discount regardless. So I think this is why we're starting to see whales, and many people accumulate as much as possible because they know what's about to happen. So as in conclusion and statement, you saw the bullish indicator, you're seeing the whales buy in, you're also seeing how dog is stacking against Bitcoin's price, and you're also seeing the scalability of how dog can go higher. Now, you may see a pullback just slightly, but that's the time to dollar cost average, okay? So I definitely think that right now you're in the very early stages of what a parabola event, the third one that's going to happen for dog Bitcoin. But most likely, most people will just stand on the sidelines and not actually dollar cost average. And I've been telling you, even at 100 million market cap to dollar cost average. So are you going to still fade dog? Are you going to still sit on the sidelines and watch and just see this thing pump? Are you going to be a part of the movement? A tier 1 centralized exchange listing is coming. You will not be ready for when that does happen. When that does happen, this is going to surpass 700 million market cap and shoot above $1 billion. So I've given you this warning. I'm letting you know what's happening, but it's really up for you to decide what you're going to do. So with that said, if you want to get more updates and you want to get all the timely manners regarding indicators and charting analysis, you need to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog on the Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.